Hello everyone, Nathan Reetin here. I'm actually going to be doing a movie review today. I've done anime reviews, I've done lots of video game reviews, I've played lots of video games on my stream, but I've never actually done a movie review. And this is the first movie I'm going to be doing. It is very adequate for the day because it is the 1st of May, and I will be reviewing May. And it should be noted I actually own this movie, which is really rare because I usually don't buy movies. I'll usually watch them on Netflix. But I went down to my local Blockbuster. Yes, we still have those. And it was shutting down. So I went and bought May because it was for $5. And I watched this in 2002 when it was released. So it's been about 16 years since I've seen it. And I'm really, really looking forward to seeing it again. It's a movie that has stuck with me for the last 16 years. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what this movie is about because there's a lot of stuff I forgot about it. So roll the intro. That's I'm talking to myself. I do all the video editing.
'Cause it's the first of May, outdoor fucking starts today. So bring your favorite lady.
This is starting off well. May is the story of a girl who has a lazy eye. When she was a kid, she wore an eye patch over one of her eyes to try to straighten it out and also draw attention away from her lazy eye. Her mom figured that if she just let her eye be a lazy eye, it would cause May to not be able to get friends. So May's mom wants her to wear an eye patch to cover up her lazy eye. That's like putting glitter on a pimple. It's just not going to work out very well. Wait a minute. She has a lazy eye. I know a song about this. Lorelei had a lazy eye. Straight ahead she would stare, still see shit over there with her lazy eye. May ends up meeting a guy named Adam. She really likes Adam. Well, she actually likes Adam's hands. In every single scene that she has with Adam, she focuses on his hands. She has a date with him, which just ends up in her stalking him and sitting at a different table than him. He ends up falling asleep. She goes over to him and starts to rub her face in his hands. Now, eventually they do meet up, but they don't really have a date. They do end up smoking together, though. She really still focuses on his hands just over and over again. They do end up going back to his place, and he lives in kind of a messed up area with a bunch of weird pictures on the wall. And here I was thinking I was really weird because I have a creepy lady staring at me all the time. At one point, May and Adam go back to her place. May and Adam start to get pretty intimate, and she bites his lip to the point that he starts bleeding heavily, and he ends up leaving when she starts rubbing blood all over herself. It is at this point where May and Adam's relationship kind of ends. They still run into each other every once in a while, but he isn't really interested in the lady who just nearly bit his lip off. So that is relationship number 1. There's also a second relationship with one of her co-workers named Polly. Let's talk about that real quick. May and Polly are co-workers at an animal hospital. May really likes Polly because Polly has a really nice neck. Eventually, they get pretty close and Polly starts heavily flirting with May.
You should call me one of these nights. You know, we'll hang out and eat some melons or something.
Listen, I said that Polly was heavily flirting with May, not that it was really good flirting. May and Polly do end up getting together and fooling around a little bit. However, it appears that May wants more of a serious relationship than Polly wants, because when May comes to Polly's house, there's another girl there with really nice legs. Listen, that's not what I'm saying. I am being very objective and not talking about the lady's legs. However, that is exactly what May says. Holly and May do end up getting in a spat over this. Of course, this leaves May feeling super lonely and kind of isolated from everyone else. This is where a random guy comes into the scene. They meet at a park bench, and he tries to become friends with May. She likes him for a moment, or rather, she likes his tattoo. I am 100% serious when I say that this is the best line of the movie.
Burning up. Do you have any ice cubes I can rub on my nipples?
He ends up going to the freezer and trying to get ice cube for his nipples, and finds a dead cat in May's freezer. She understandably asks if he will be her best friend at this point. He says no for some reason, and she stabs him in the head with a pair of scissors. She then says this lovely line.
I need more parts.
May ends up going to Polly's house, sits on the couch behind Molly, and slits her throat with scalpels. The girl with the really nice legs shows up, and May has that girl do a nice little twirl before she stabs the girl in both sides of the head. She then heads out to Adam's house, talks to him for a moment, and a new girl shows up. May says this about the girl.
I like your earrings.
Adam, May, and the other girl go into the house for a drink. May keeps trying to get Adam to touch her face while they are in the house. Eventually he does it, and ends up paying the price for dating a crazy lady because both him and the new girl end up getting killed by May. May ends up taking all 4 bodies back to her place. So she has a pretty respectable kill count now, including the guy that she randomly brought to her house. She has killed a number of 5 people. Now she does what anyone would do in that situation. She chops up the bodies and makes them into a doll. She uses Adam's hands for the hands, she uses Polly's neck, the random guy's arms, and so on and so forth. There is one problem with the doll though. She never took anyone's head, which means that the puppet doesn't have eyes, so the puppet can't see May. May then, in line with her judgment so far, decides that she needs to stab out her own eyeball to give it to the puppet. The puppet, thankfully, is kind enough and starts petting May. So that's the end of the movie. Now, this is a movie I watched, as I said, in 2002. So that would have been about 16 years ago when I was around 14. It may have been a bit later than that, but obviously, so many years ago, I'm going to forget the exact date. I saw this movie when Blockbuster was closing down in my little neck of the woods. And we actually still have the last remaining Blockbuster in the continental United States. So that's quite awesome. I saw this movie, it was $5, and I said, okay, I'm going to buy it, I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to review it for my YouTube channel. And that's what I did today. So that's May. It's a really weird movie. It's obviously an independent movie, but it stuck with me for the last at least 15 years. So obviously there's something to it. The lady who played May, I don't know her name. I didn't bother looking it up. She's really good in the role. Everyone's really good at acting. And it's a really interesting premise, kind of a spin on the Frankenstein's monster type of thing. So, if you have the chance, I would say give this movie a watch. Maybe don't watch it with children because it is a little creepy. And you can actually watch it on YouTube. I think it's about $3 or $4 to watch. So, thank you all for watching. Make sure to press the subscribe button. Press the bell icon if you want to get updates of when I post my podcast every week or when I do a new review. And go to my website, reetinentertainment.com. Go to my Twitter. You can follow me at Reetin. All of these are in the description box. If you want to subscribe to my podcast, you can go down and go to the iTunes icon, or I'm sorry, the iTunes link, and press, subscribe on that. Or same thing with the Google Play Store, and you can subscribe to my podcast. Thank you for watching. Hope you all have a great week. It is the 1st of May. Goodbye.
It was sweet.